Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Talking Real Estate with Champions Real Estate Team here at Berkshire Hathaway Home Service Ambassador Real Estate Company. My name is Mark Wehner II, team leader here, and we jump on every Wednesday go over what's what's going on in the real estate market over the last 7 days. So, hope everyone survived our blizzard last night. So that was kind of crazy, but yeah. So let's take a jump into it. Our quick tip for today is PMI, private mortgage insurance. So that is basically when you buy a house, if you're under that 20% down and you have 80% loan to value on there. So basically, if you have 20%, you do not have PMI. If you put 5%, 3%, 10%, anything below that 20%, then you have what they call private mortgage insurance. Basically, you're paying that insurance company, you're not paying the mortgage company that insurance that you aren't going to default on the loan. So with that being said, is even though you may put that 5%, 10% down, bought a house in the last couple of years, with the appreciation that we've seen over the last couple of years, you may hit that 20% equity in that house. And if you do, you can reach out to your mortgage company and ask for a reevaluation. That may cost you doing an appraisal, which may be $600, $700. But if that PMI is $100 a month on your mortgage payment, in 5, 6 months, you'll get that money back. Once that gets removed from your house payment there. So if you have a question, if you think you're close to it, give me a holler. Or any one of us here at Chambers Realty Team, we can do a market analysis. I do this a lot for my clients. They'll call me, or I'll reach out to them, knowing what they put down when they bought the house, a couple years ago, and I kind of try to keep track of it or keep an eye on it and say, hey, you may be pretty close to that number to get that PMI. And one of my clients just reached out to me about a couple weeks ago asking, hey, there's an agent that's coming to take pictures of my house. Is that kind of a scam or what's going on here? And I said, no, they're doing a BPO, which is a broker price opinion. So instead of doing a full appraisal, they're basically having an agent come out, do a market analysis for that bank. And that's a little bit cheaper than doing a full appraisal. So that's not a bad thing. So help them out. Hopefully they can save a couple $100 or, depending on what that number is on your mortgage payment. But that's something to really keep a track of with how we saw appreciation. So if you bought a house in probably the last 4 to 5 years and you didn't put that 20% down, a little bit less, you may have hit that threshold already because obviously every month you're paying towards principal. So you're putting a little bit more into your, what I call the house savings account. So building your equity in that house. So just keep track of that private mortgage insurance. So if you have questions on that, give me a holler. Numbers down here, over here, there it is, 672-7670. So happy to help you guys. That's free of charge. So I don't charge my clients. I just want to be helpful. I want to be your real estate resource for anything you need with all that kind of fun stuff. So anyways, let's jump in here. What's going on in the real estate market here in the last 7 days. Let me share a little graphic that we do every week. So last week, if you remember, if you watched last week's video or just looked at our graphics that I post on social media and all that fun stuff, we had a kind of a 1-to-1 ratio. Basically, we had 368 homes go on the market, 364 go off the market. This week, we got obviously almost 100 more houses that went on the market. Obviously, we had a little bit nicer weather, obviously, than obviously yesterday or the day before. But we're going to start, I think, 70 degrees next week. So we had 471 new listings go live in the last 7 days, 395 new contracts written. So basically those houses came off the market and 418 happy new homeowners there. So we're still, the number obviously went up about 30 or 40 there for the new contracts written. So, I just had a contract that accepted this weekend. We were multiple offers and, we were able to get a home inspection. So some of those sellers are still, if you're negotiating those in there, being able to get home inspections, maybe seller concessions or anything like that. So still being able to compete out in the market. So we only had one or two other offers on that house that we wrote on, according to the agent, the listing agent. But as we're starting to see, there's obviously other buyers out there in that realm. So obviously, from a seller's perspective, we're still seeing, on our next graph, we'll see it's 2.8 months supply of inventory. So let me jump over there real quick and show that one for you. Because I'm talking about, you probably want to see it, right? So yeah, so that 2.8 month supply of inventory. Anything below 3 is kind of deemed a seller's market. And so obviously that's the whole encompassing market at that 2.8 there. So when I go to list a house, I'm going to look exactly what your neighborhood is doing, what's your price point doing. Are we in a seller's? Are we in a buyer's? Are we in a neutral market? And all that kind of fun stuff, and really dig down into the data and what we can do so we can price that house appropriately to maximize your equity. So you may think your house is worth up here, but the market's showing us here. So let's don't go here because if we keep dropping down, we're going to minimize your equity. We're not going to maximize getting as much out of it as we can out of that house. So data points here. So we had just 28, 43 in the Omaha MLS. That's active listings out there. Breaking it down in the Douglas Sarpy kind of Omaha metro area there, just under 1,700. We had 734 new or existing homes on the market in the MLS in that Omaha metro area. So that was down by about, I think we were 750 last week. So that number's ticking down. So as that number's ticking down, more houses, more existing homes are coming off the market. Yes, we had a little bit more. We had what 471 was the number we just saw there on the previous graph, and we had 368 the previous month, so or the previous week. So we showed that we had more listings go live, but when you look at the existing homes on the market, we're down, 16 homes. So even though we're having more houses come on the market, we're still losing that inventory of existing homes. So our new construction number there at 963, that's kind of where we're at, just kind of coming down just a little bit there. But I guess my point here is that even though we see more houses come on the market, more are coming off, on that number there. So existing homes in the whatchamacallit, in the Douglas Sarpy County area. So, that's just going to get more competitive as we move further into the spring here. So, if you haven't met with one of us here at Champions, let's get together. Let's get a game plan for you and just get a roadmap of what makes sense to get you on the path to home ownership there. And we'll chat a little bit about on interest rates. So I saw interest rates were down just a little bit on one of the emails I got. It's obviously those are there's a range on those interest rates because it depends on what your credit score is, how much debt, loan to value, all that kind of fun stuff. And so that's going to affect what that interest rate is. So I saw, I think one of the emails I saw was 6.375. So you're kind of probably between that, just below 6.5 to almost 7, depending on what your what individually what you're going to qualify for, with those lenders. So yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to me here, Mark Wehner II, 672-7670. Love to help you out. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, need anything else for us to talk about, or even just a separate video, or if you want to jump on a Zoom or meet in person, happy to help you. And we'll see everybody next week, and take care. And yeah, enjoy the nice weather. Hopefully coming up, get some of the snow out of here, but we need the moisture. So take care, and